Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're talking about compounding interest, okay? This is interest on interest. Albert Einstein was famously quoted saying that compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it earn it, and those who don't pay it, okay? So remember that. It's a good little quote to sort of use in your own life when you're maybe taking out a mortgage or you're looking at investing your money into managed funds or ETFs or super or KiwiSaver or anything along those lines. Always sort of remember that, how compounding interest works. Okay, so let's crack into it. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that you've saved up $10,000. Okay, you've been working for a couple of years, you're 20 years of age, you've nestled yourself up $10,000. Nice, well done. And then one day you stumble across YouTube and then you find some random bloke talking about compounding interest. Okay, so I'm just going to show you now exactly how much that $10,000 will grow over the space of your working life, let's say 45 years. I'm going to use these graphs below so you can sort of see exactly how far that money can grow, okay? I'm going to be compounding the interest at 11%, okay? The Australian stock market over the last 100 years has averaged 13.1% return every year, okay? Obviously, there's been some down years and some years that have been up, obviously. But if you took the last 100 years and you averaged it right out, it's 13.1% return per annum. Okay, that's a great return. I've dropped it back to 11%, giving myself a little margin. You know, you can count for a little bit of management, maybe a little bit of inflation in there if you want. So let's say we're locking it in at 11%. After that first year, you will have your initial investment of the $10,000 and then you'll have an extra $1,100 on top of that. Okay, so now let's start looking at how much we're going to have after 10 years. Okay, so if we look at the 10-year chart here, at the end of 10 years, you will have $28,394. I mean, that's awesome. That's a great return on $10,000. Okay, this is just put it into some fund. You haven't touched it. You haven't done anything with it. You've just put it into a low-cost index balance fund that just tracked the ASX for the last 10 years. And, you know, that's sort of roughly where you'd be sitting. Okay, so we've established that. After 10 years, you've got 28 grand in there. Let's push it out. Let's push it out to 20 years, okay? So at the end of 20 years, you've got $80,623. I mean, this is all speculative. You know, things could have gone a bit better. Things might have gone a bit worse. But generally, if you look at the average, this is sort of where you should be sitting after 20 years, the compounding growth that you would have on that money after 20 years. Okay, so let's push it out 30 years. Okay, let's see how far we can go with this. So after 30 years, you would have $228,923. Now we're starting to get a good chunk there, you know. This is, I mean, it's 30 years. It's a good chunk of time as well, but you can really start to see how far that, you know, that $10,000 is really growing. Okay, so let's push it up a bit. Let's push it out to 40 years. See how far that $10,000 has grown. So if we push it out to 40 years, you can see there it's $650,009. I mean, that's incredible. That's amazing. You know, after 40 years, your $10,000 investment has grown that much. Okay, so let's push it out to 45 years. Okay, this is, let's say it's your working life from 20 years of age to 65 years of age. 45 years there. Let's see how much we've got. Okay, so we put it in and we have $1,095,302. That's insane. Okay, that's such a great return on $10,000. You've had to do nothing with this. You've just put it into a low-cost index balance fund that's tracked the ASX over the last 45 years, and this would be sort of the ballpark where you'd be sitting. Let's just push it out for 50 years, let's say, just for argument's sake. Let's say you turn 65, you've been good with your money over your working life, you don't actually need this money, but you want to push it in there for another 5 years because you understand compounding interest by now. So let's have a look. Let's see how much it's going to compound over 50 years, okay? So we're punching it in. 50 years, we've got $1,845,648. There you go, guys. Couldn't give you a better example of compounding interest. Okay, you can get on moneysmart.gov.au and you can do your own calculations, work out your own sort of interest rates on this sort of stuff. So this is just a real basic overview on compounding interest, but you can use this in many sort of different ways in your life. It's a great thing to know and understand, okay? So if you enjoyed that, guys, give the video a bit of a like, you know the drill, and hit the subscribe button below. It would be much appreciated. And if you want to share this with someone that maybe doesn't understand compounding interest, definitely share the video to them so they sort of have a better understanding on compounding interest. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that. and we'll catch you in the next video. Cheers, guys.